Hello, hello. Hi there. Dominic, the CX guy, again, following up on my video stream of how to set up Zendesk from scratch. And we are very surely approaching the end of our sessions because we have gotten to reporting. This is the lesson that we'll be covering today. So we want to, take a look at how to do reporting, how to do it right. For those of you who don't know, Zendesk Explore is a feature from Zendesk which you can use to create reports. You have some out-of-the-box dashboards already existent in Zendesk, but you can also tailor very specific dashboards to whatever your company works like. That doesn't sound right. You can tailor your dashboards to match your company requirements, your KPIs and SLAs, and anything that is relevant to your business. Mostly what you don't get in the reports in Zendesk, like the ones that are out of the box, are whatever you add on top of your Zendesk, right? So if you add custom fields, if you add um, different forms or different processes or different automations, those are not going to show up necessarily in your standard reporting. So you'd need to create them from scratch. There's quite many things that you can do in your dashboards. And I'm here to help you. I'm going to walk you through some examples. And it's not going to be like the richest video that we're going to be doing. Reason why is because I am only going to be able to show you my test account where I don't have too many tickets. And I've just created demo tickets and they're not necessarily the juiciest, right? You can't see like very elaborate pie charts and superb type of displays, which you can definitely do in reports. But I'm going to help you at least get the basics into your system and see how things are done. Usually it's always doing. By doing, that's how you become better. So hopefully this will get you started. So Zendesk setup, right? So we started a long time ago. Well, probably, I don't know, a few weeks ago, 3 to 4 weeks ago, something like that. And we talked about Zendesk setup. I'm going to share my screen. I will show you where we are in terms of this, the lessons that we had, and then we will jump into Zendesk to see exactly what we do with Zendesk Explore. Alrighty. So this is the long list of the things that we went through, right? The lessons that we did. So we had just a quick recap. We had the learn phase or discovery phase, where we had these sessions to learn everything about your business and why you do things the way you do them. And then we move on to the design sessions, where we essentially go through every feature in Zendesk, depending on what your company is about. But we have the design sessions about what a general walkthrough for Zendesk, people, so your customers and agents, tickets, everything around productivity, data collection, then the channels that you will be supporting, right? So email, chat, agent workspace, social messaging. There's also API, but that's very technical. I would not have been able to cover it in this call. I will so in sessions like this, those are much technical. So those will be just bite-sized videos that I will keep doing because I like doing these videos and helping the community. There's also people that sell courses. So this course is free, and usually people sell them for money. So enjoy these because they're still free. Anyway, social messaging. Then we had business rules, triggers, automations, SLAs. So now we are bringing everything together with the help of reporting, right? So reporting brings everything that we've set up in your Zendesk so far, right? So we've set up teams, we've set up data collections for tickets, forms, and ticket fields, and schedules, and departments and organizations, and routing rules, and then automations to follow up on your customers. And now we're bringing everything together because we want to make sure we're looking at the right metrics, right? So if we look at the right metrics, then we're going to have an insight into how we can make our customer service system better, right? So we can see where most of our requests come from, like what kind of problem customers are having, right? So is it something wrong with the product itself, which we can go in and fix, right? Or is there some documentation of the product that is missing, or is there maybe a problem in a certain region maybe that is not being well supported? I don't know, for whatever reason that maybe. So for example, there's a department of agents that need a little bit more training because they don't know what they're doing, right? So you can get a whole bunch of insights into how you can make your product better, and not just your product, but also your customer service team and your whole support system, which helps you avoid churn. So losing customers, losing money, and potentially your job. You don't want to do that. You want to excel at it. You don't want to struggle with it, right? So you want to be proactive. You don't want to be reactive. You don't want to be a fireman putting out fire. No offense to firemen. I love them for doing that job. I would never be able to do it. So the analogy is that you don't want to put out fires, you want to prevent them, right? So probably any fireman would agree that it's better to not have to put out fires rather to prevent them. Okay. So now what do? We share our screen and we go into our Explorer. Okay, so let me share my screen. Let me take this out of the way. Let's go to our browser. Here we go. So we have our test account. Let's go to our Zendesk Explore. Let's walk first through the dashboards that Zendesk provides out of the box. We'll also walk through this beta dashboard that Zendesk has recently created, which looks pretty cool. I like it. I haven't played around with it as much as I'd like to, but yeah, I'm definitely going to do it. So these are the Zendesk dashboards, which are available by default. So this is one which you can recognize by the gray icon in here. That's something which I created as a copy. I don't exactly remember when this was done, probably a demo that I was doing for a certain project that I was working on. So these ones with the Zendesk logo are available out of the box, right? So let's just go in and see, for example, the one for support. So this is for Zendesk support, right? So everything that happens in your support system, it will be available here. You also have answer bots dashboards, you have guide dashboards, you have live data, which is pretty cool, Zendesk chat and talks, right? So all of your channels that you support, or most of them, are going to be available here, right? So you're going to be able to see data around them. We're just going to look at Zendesk support for now. Let's just open this up and have a look-see. Right, so you have information about tickets, a tab about tickets, efficiency, assignee activity, agent updates, unsolved tickets, backlog, satisfaction, and obviously service level agreements. Okay, so right now, in terms of the tickets, as I mentioned, this dashboard is not very sexy because it doesn't have all that much information because it's a test account. But in order to make this a little bit more interesting, let's do last year, right? So let's use this filter in order to, see more information so it looks a little bit more exciting. Okay, so there we go. We have 289 tickets that have been created, unsolved, still 106, solved tickets, 215, that's not pretty bad, one-touch tickets and reopen tickets. Okay, so we can have further filtering done by, for example, per group. So I can go in and I can choose, for example, let me see my German group. Do I have any tickets assigned to this group? Yes, I do. Of course I do, right? So I have created and unsolved. So these are recent, right? So you might know that we've created this group well in our previous lessons. So created tickets 5 and unsolved 5 because we didn't solve any of them. We just created test tickets to, cater to these demos that we're doing right now. So yeah, that checks out, right? So ticket group, just going to uncheck it to be able to see more data. All right, so I'm just going to uncheck this. Then we can go over and have another filter for brand, right? So I can choose my brand if I want to see my different brands that I'm supporting. So I'm not going to go there. Ticket channel, right? So this is probably self-explanatory that I want to see. I can see, yeah, just tick some boxes of whatever channels are interesting to me. Ticket forms that I've been using, submit a role, which, yeah, it's also something which can be taken into account. For example, you might want to just see tickets that have been created by end users, not by your agents and administrators, just end user only. For example, if we were to do this, you'll see that the number will quite change because many tickets have been created by administrators. In this case, myself and Paul and George and Gabi and whoever has been using this test account. Anyways, let me uncheck that. You also have organization that you can see, right? So you can go ahead and choose tickets that have been created by the organization that we have created. Let's see the German organization, which we've, yeah, see, so we have quite a few of them as well. So just one thing that I want to point out is the one-touch tickets. This means the tickets have had exactly as the name suggests, solved by an agent, one agent reply during the selected time range. So the agent just gave one response and then they solved the ticket and the customer was happy with it, which is actually a very where you would want to be. This is a very good thing that if you do this well, then yes, you might be doing something right. So this is very, very important. One-touch tickets is directly linked to obviously agents being well trained and having a well documented process or processes that they are working with. So yeah, this is you want this to be high. This means that you're being very efficient. Reopen tickets, right? So tickets that have been reopened. So even though there have been, yeah, solved, somebody goes back and says, yeah, no, you know what? It's not solved. I still have some whatever things that I want. Tickets created by hour, right? So you see the actual hours in a day where most tickets come from. So see this in this case, the most of them are at 3 p.m., which is not a surprise. Ticket created by day of the week. So Thursdays and Mondays are the highest I see in our test account. This is a surprise for me too. Okay, tickets created by date. Not necessarily finding this very interesting. Well, not to me, but this one I like. So this one I have a few filters here and I can see like the channels that have generated tickets. So see, this is very interesting. I have 55% of tickets come from chat. So this is that has been quite extensively tested, the chat environment. So we have quite a few: web, email, messaging, right? So social messaging, and there's also very nice. There's the API. So we created some tickets with the API. Tickets created by date and selected attributes. So I can go in and select some, yeah, different filters in here for email, messaging, or chat, right? So I can see how many tickets I have. Tickets created by month of the year. Let's go to 2021, and this is going to show me a lot more data. Okay, so I don't want to waste too much time in here because you can obviously go in and do it yourself. Just wanted to walk you through efficiency. So very good. This is very good because you can check, for example, first reply time. You can check mostly also first resolution, time median, full resolution, right? So these are very, very important metrics to look at. Tickets by first reply time brackets, so 0 first, 1 hours, 75%, and no replies, 75%. Very off, very misleading. So I won't insist too much in here because this makes much more sense when you have data in here. This is also for the more advanced type of Zendesk uh, environments, which so let me see if I can formulate this a little bit better. So the first step is obviously to have your Zendesk well set up and automated. So you focus on the important tasks, you collect the right data, you know, for example, what types of requests you have coming into the system. You have your departments well set up, you have forms, you have brands, you have routing rules done. So Once you do that, then you have to see, for example, where most tickets come from. And in my view, that's the most important thing. If you see where most tickets come from, agent productivity becomes a secondary, right? So if once you are making sure that your agents are well documented, your product is, for example, not having any glitches, or the delivery of the product is not necessarily failing or running late, after that comes the productivity of your agents, right? So your agents have to be, have to answer fast, have to have a low first reply time response, which is very much linked to having the right routing. This is the most important, right? So if you have correct routing, like a ticket comes in and you know how to categorize it and then assign it to the appropriate group, then somebody most likely will get back to that customer faster than if it's lost within a big queue and then they have to go through that list. Maybe they forget about it. So yeah, this comes second. So that's why it's a little bit more advanced, and it's something which you can do once you have the backbone or the baseline set up correctly. Now, very important, what I want to let you know is that on top of this, you can always add, for example, the time tracking app, which I have talked about in my previous videos. So if you install that app, just put it in there. It's not very difficult to do. Like, you just go to the marketplace, you look for time tracking app, can't miss it, has a gazillion reviews, it's very good. You install it, you leave it there, you don't care about it, and whenever you're feeling ready, like you've done your first bit of categorizing your requests and making sure that you have your routing correctly to the appropriate team, then you can go in and measure, for example, agent productivity with a time tracking app. The difference between what is available in here, efficiency, and assignee activity, is that, for example, you cannot follow if a ticket, for example, goes through 2-3 agents until it's solved, right? So let's say you have a tier support, and you have first line, second line, third line, or tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And the ticket has to go through these 3. For example, in this standard, you cannot report how much time a ticket spends in tier 1 or in tier 2 or in tier 3. However, with the time tracking app, you can do just that, which is amazing. As you can see, I have nothing in here because, yeah, test account. Agent updates, also very important. Yeah, public comments, internal comments. This is not necessarily like the most important, I guess. If you want to have like very cool type of reports for your manager to see, you have, I don't know, 15,000 public replies, like in comparisons to last year's quarter when you had 12,000, which means that your business has grown, or it means that you're understaffed, or yeah, this is obviously all comes down to each business's requirements and KPIs. Unsolved, backlog, customer satisfaction, and SLAs. Now, this is something which you can go in, look at, ask me questions. And right now, I just want to focus on creating some metrics from scratch. So I'm going to create a metric. Let's go to here, to the dashboards. So first thing we want to do is we want to create a new dashboard, right? So we create a new dashboard. We create a new dashboard. Looks like this. I have to give it a name, so I just double tap here. Dashboard for demo. Very creative. Let me take this away. All right. So now what I want to do is I just want to publish it, right? So I want to make sure that I save it, publish it, so it's there. Okay. Now, so my dashboard is created. So I just go here and I see dashboard demo. It's here. If I go into it, there will be not much in it, right? So it's blank, which is very good. This is, if you will, this is your canvas. You create your canvas, and on top of your canvas, you have to add your paintings, right? Or your drawings, right? So now we are going to do just that. So dashboard or a canvas, and now we add our drawings or our queries. So a drawing is a query. Let's go to queries. So these are the dashboard. We have added it. Then we're going to go to our queries. Click it. So we have some pre-built queries, right? So everything that you've seen in there in those dashboards or canvases out of the box built by Zendesk are these, right? So those are all built by small blocks or drawings or anyway, I'm going to stop with the painting reference because not everyone's an artist in here. Neither am I, or not a draw one that's able to paint or whatever. Yes, and these are all small boxes that make up the dashboard, the out-of-the-box dashboards that we looked at before, right? So we don't care for these. We just want to create a new query. So what we want our new query to be about is going to be to create to see tickets that have been created for the types of requests that come into the system, right? So for example, we've created quite a few tickets, or not quite a few, but we created a number of tickets that we have categorized into, for example, types of requests, which is billing, which is finance, which is delivery, etc. Billing, delivery, etc. Right? So we want to see if this is a billing issue, delivery issue, financing issue, bug, whatever, right? So we want to see those tickets that have come into the system, right? So whenever an agent goes into that ticket and selects one of the options of what the ticket is about, then we just that will automatically be saved and created a record of inside Zendesk Explorer. Okay. So choose a data set. So I can create data sets for everything I want. It's very important to remember to know what you're creating, right? So we're creating right now a metric or a query for the Zendesk support. So in Zendesk support, we have created some ticket custom fields. So we created the ticket custom fields in support. We didn't create them in talk. We didn't create them in guide, neither chat, neither answer bot. Okay, so we did that in support. We choose support. We have tickets, SLAs, ticket updates, or backlog history. So most of your activity will be done in here. Once you get this done, you can, of course, you can have this available with SLAs as well, right? So service level agreements, and also ticket updates. So ticket updates is an event-based reporting, right? So this is all, for example, ticket went through a life cycle of being in new status, on hold status, then solved status, for example, new, open, on hold, solved, right? So we'd be able to see all those updates to one ticket. In this case, for example, for tickets, we just see how many tickets are in the on hold status, how many are in new status, how many are in solved or on hold or open or whatever status that we want, right? So at this moment, how many tickets are open, how many are new, how many are on hold, how many are solved. In this one, we can see if a ticket has been on hold, if it's been a new, open, and solved. So we can see all the updates that a ticket lifecycle has gone through. Okay, so in this case, we want absolute values. Tickets, choose the data set, support tickets, new query. Now, we have to give it a name. So I'm going to say tickets by type of request, because this is what I want to look at. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to check our metrics. We need to add a metric. So just bear with me, go in here, metrics, and add. Okay, so what do we want to see? We just want to see tickets. We don't want to see unsolved activity or whatnot. Let's just focus very simple, tickets. That's all we want now. Tickets, apply. Here we go. We have 335 tickets within the system. Amazing, right? So this includes everything. New, open, pending, on hold, solved, whatever I want. Now I want to add some columns. I want to see, like, what do I want to see against my tickets? I want to measure something, right? So let's choose a column. So I'm going to scroll over to the bottom. I have quite a few options in here: assignee, requester, submitter, organization, satisfaction, brackets, time when it was created. So a lot of filters for time. What I want to do is I want to go directly to ticket custom fields, because I have quite a few of them. So click on ticket custom fields, and I have all of these custom fields that I have created in my Zendesk. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to choose because I don't know which one would be relevant. Let's choose, let's say, type of inquiry. Let's see what this will show. Okay, so I see that I have a lot of them. I have a pie chart and I have a legend here, which I cannot really see. Okay, so this usually I like to look at inside as a table. So this is here that okay, so let me go from the start. So I have here visualization type, and I can choose a whole bunch of options, right? So I can have a table, for example, tickets. This means that these are uncategorized. And then that's why you saw that big chunk of blue. So if I go back to pie chart, this one usually means that this is 99% of the tickets. This means that they have not been categorized, right? So this means that out of what I've chosen, like the custom field that I've chosen, I only have these options, and most of them have not been categorized with any of these options, right? Because I created a custom field, tested 3 tickets, then moved on, right? So this is the reflection of that. So again, this is the visualization type, so I can see a whole bunch of other types of visualization, right? So yeah, I can see bars, you can see funnels. So yeah, this is all down to your visual pleasure. I like to see tables, which is essentially CSVs, Excel files, or pie chart. These are by far the juiciest. Okay, another thing that I want to do, I want to not see this here. I want to go in and I want to see my legend. So I can go and have a bunch of things in here, change, for example, properties of this. I can change colors, I can change whatever I want, but I'm just going to go to legend. So the legend is going to be positioned automatically to the right. I want it to the left. Here we go. I cannot see it all. So width of it, I just want it to be wider. Here we go. Now I can see everything. I can see the text. Okay, so if I want to make this a little bit more relevant to me, what can I do? I want to go in and I don't want to see these that have not been categorized. This is very misleading. So I just go in here, click it, and these are the options that I have available. Okay, so these are selected or excluded. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to select the ones that I want to see. Apply. Okay, this looks much better. Even though I have just one ticket, and then 2 tickets, one for Aeroplan, two for booking failure, and one for user tried to confirm stale cancellation. So this is, anyway, this is a categorization which comes from a custom field of mine, which I had created a while back in the past. So this is, yeah, something which would be very relevant if I would have more tickets, obviously. But I hope you get the idea. So we've created our metric. We have added some special customization to it to see the legend here, to see a pie chart. We only want to see the options, not necessarily what has been uncategorized. So no, this is the one which just excludes everything, like that very big 99% of tickets not being categorized by this particular custom field, right? The rest, obviously there's other categorization, but this is the one that I want to show in this example. So I don't want to go confuse you even more. I think this is sufficient for now. We're just going to not save it. I want to save it, but also add it to a dashboard. So add to dashboard, and now it's going to add me. Ask me to an it's going to ask me if I want to add it to a new dashboard or to an existing dashboard. I want to add it to an existing dashboard, please. The one that I just created right now, right? The blank canvas, and we're now filling it with boxes. This would be one of the boxes. I'll show you what this looks like. So dashboard for demo, save this. Okay, this has been done. Now let's go back to our dashboard and see how this is going to look like. Demo, dashboard for demo. I don't see it right now, but if I edit it, here it is. So this is my drawing, right? So this is my blank canvas, and now I start playing around with this, right? So as you can see, I have very a lot of, not a lot, but I have functionality available to make this more visible, right? So I can be able to see it very nicely. So this is my first box. So I can do some other stuff to it. I can go directly and edit it, go inside of it, can edit the configuration. I can rename it, send it to back, because if I have more, then I can bring one to the front. I can send some to the back. and copy it, delete it, etc. But this is what I want to do for now. Just want to display like this. Publish. Okay, now next time I go to my dashboard, I should be able to see my box, my canvas with my box directly, with my created query, right? So this is me looking at my dashboard, and I see something which is very relevant to me, right? So I see ticket categorization by the custom fields that I've created, which is very important, right? So is it a billing issue? Is it a delivery issue? Is it a bug? Is it a whatever? I know that's not reflective in here, but I'm sure you're able to use your imagination. So now, very important, what I can do with this is I can schedule it. I can obviously edit it, and I can export it, clone it, delete it. But what is very important is that I can schedule it to arrive in my inbox. Like every Monday, let's say, beginning of each month, beginning of each day, or the end of the day, I can schedule it in here to just arrive in my inbox, right? So I have none here. I can schedule it daily. I don't want it daily. I want it weekly on Mondays. Thank you. I want it first thing Monday morning at 9 a.m. to come into my inbox. This is the subject line, which is going to be contained within my email that I receive and the message, right? So what do I want? Should it be an image? Should it be a PDF or an Excel? I want it all, please. Image is confusing. PDF is good. Select recipients. So now I can select a group, or I can select some individuals that I can use for this purpose. Let's choose the German group, schedule. And that's it. My dashboard has been scheduled for Monday 9 a.m. to be sent into my inbox, or the inbox of the German group. Okay. So this has been a very quick run through of what you can do inside the Zendesk Explorer and how you can create metrics from scratch. There's obviously a gazillion type of metrics that you can create. Some of them are more complex than others. I've just shown you like a very basic one that potentially can help you greatly improve your customer service experience by at least being able to report on the types of requests that come into your system. So yeah, I guess this is this is the lesson of today. I will see you in the next lesson, where we will go through a checkbox, a checklist that is going to be the final lesson in the series of the Zendesk setup, where we look at, obviously, every business is different, so we'll go over some of the checkbox which are relevant to your business. Anyway, I have a lot of them, so we can go over what, for example, has to be done in order for you to move live, right? So we have some checklists. We check, like, has this been done? Does it need work? Do we still need to look at whatever features? Is it doing what it's supposed to? Has it been tested, etc.? Okay, so I will see you next time, and I love you, and I will see you later. Bye.